All right, welcome back to Mind and Magic. So in the previous video, we were talking about the problems of manifestation and how caring too much can actually ruin your magic. But as with everything in this realm of duality, there's a flip side to that. So let's get into it. Mind and Magic. All right, so if caring too much ruins your magic, then what's the point of doing magic at all if you're only doing it for things that you don't care about? It is the great paradox of magic for people starting out. Later on, people learn that magic is more about self-development than manifestation. But that's not to say that you won't be doing magic to acquire things and manifest things throughout your practice, and those things probably matter to you, or else you wouldn't be doing magic for them in the first place. And that is the crux of the issue that we went over in the previous video. Because if you don't care enough about something, you're never going to put the time and energy into your magic, or you'll give it a lackluster performance, because people are only motivated by the things that they care about. If you're indifferent or don't care, it's not going to be enough to move you into action. And so as a magician, you have to develop the habit of caring while you're in the circle and stop caring when you leave your sacred circle. As if the energy that you're casting out into the universe when you're performing your magic is all the caring that you have. This is why magic for love or health is some of the most difficult magic that you could do when it's for yourself or a loved one, because you care too much. It's not any more difficult than other types of magic other than you care too much. You have a stake in the outcome instead of being detached from it. The same exact magic for someone that you don't really know or have an affinity for is much easier, because with them, you're able to let go and forget about it after you've performed it. I had this analogy just pop into my head about trying to mail a letter by putting it in the mailbox for the mailman to pick it up, but you never put up the red little flag to let him know that you had mail to pick up. That's kind of what it's like. The mailbox being your conscious mind, the mailman being your subconscious mind. If you care about it, you're thinking about it, that means you're still holding on to it. But when you let go, you put up that red little flag of surrender, and then that subconscious mailman will come by, pick it up, and deliver it to where it needs to go. When you care too much, you're still holding on to it. It never got to the subconscious. But at the same token, if you care too little, you're never going to do magic. I mean, why do all that work for something that you don't care about? Like the infamous orange ball sigil, which you may have noticed that at the end of the videos, I put together a bunch of photos that have been sent to me over the years of various orange balls. Typically, that would be something that nobody would do magic for, and that's why it was perfect to do. The entire point of that was because people didn't care about it, and that's why it's worked so well over the years. It has become many people's first experience with manifestation, their first holy crap moment. And that's by design. Hopefully that gets your attention enough to listen to some of the other things that we talk about on this channel. But normally somebody's not going to be doing magic for something so frivolous. I mean, why would they? I mean, I had a reason, and that reason was to prove to people as much as possible that magic works, that these things exist, as much as I can. Because I've always said that I can't prove to you that magic works, you can only prove it to yourself. And that's only going to happen if things actually manifest into your life. And in this case, it just happens to be an orange ball. Now, the flip side that I wanted to talk about in regards to all of this is, if you're not constantly being surprised by your magic, then you're not casting for big enough things. It's really go big or go home. But again, you're only going to cast for big enough things if you care about them. That's the catch-22 of magic. Because if you've been doing magic for any length of time, you're only going to quit doing it when it's no longer fun, when you're no longer wowed. Because the wow factor is the fun. The surprising ways that things manifest into your life through your magic is the best part of doing magic. So if you're not being constantly wowed by your magic, by the results, by the surprises, then you need to up your game. Then you need to push yourself a little bit further. Maybe you're getting too comfortable, which is easy to do. But in doing so, you have to remember to leave your cares and your attachments in the circle when you leave it. I mean, I'm still being surprised and wowed by magic to this day. Just in last month's Thoth Life video, which is the exclusive content for Patreon, Subscribestar, and YouTube memberships that you can watch with the free trial over at Patreon, I told the story of how I performed one of the nap rituals that we have going on over there, involving Mercury, for the purpose of returning a kitten who ran out into the woods during the last blizzard that we had, a foot of ice and snow with near 0-degree temperatures for over 5 days. Despite my efforts of tracking it through the woods, I came up short and the kitten was presumed dead, but I acted anyway. And the short of it is, within an hour or so of doing that ritual, that kitten returned to our back patio, none worse for wear. I picked it up and brought it inside and woke up my girlfriend and showed her. And when she opened her eyes, I said, "Look, I got my birthday wish," because this was on my birthday. And I've never seen her jaw drop so much in utter shock as I did then. We were both completely blown away. So yes, I'm still surprised by some of the magic that I do. She's still surprised by some of the magic that I do, just as you should be surprised by some of the magic that you do. Now, you may think, well, didn't you care about the kitten? Because if you cared, wouldn't that kill your magic? And the answer is yeah. I did care about the kitten, but I also assumed the kitten was dead. But I acted anyway. And because there was so little hope of success, I didn't dwell on it. There was no attachment any longer. Then I did the same magic for the mama cat, who had been missing a while up to that point, I think a couple weeks. And then a day or so after doing the magic, she returned finally. And I was pretty shocked by that as well. I mean, if you want the full story, go watch the Thoth Life video. I'm just giving the short of it here. I mean, there was even some pendulum work involved. You should really check it out when you get a moment. You know, it really comes down to, and I know some people are going to get upset when I say this, but it really comes down to balance. Having to balance going big enough to be wowed by the results, but also not caring and being attached to the results at the same time, which is the thin line that we walk as a magician. You know, it's a new year, 2025. Is the magic that you have planned big enough to wow you when it manifests? Leave a comment, let me know. I always pin the top super thanks comment. Check out mindandmagic.com for programs and courses. And consider joining the Inner Circle on Patreon, Subscribestar, or YouTube memberships for early access and exclusive content. I want to thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time. Take care.